I'm ready to dive down this road.
You rockin' with Gemini the Queen.
Y'all ready to go?
What's the deal? It's your boy Rodney the Boss, multi-platinum and Grammy Award-winning producer of Lil Wayne on the Carter 3, Plies, Lil Boosie, Mr. Magic, Rocco. The list just goes on. You know what I'm saying? I'm rocking with my girl Amber Alert on the Takeover on the AATI network.
Time to get real ratchet around this beat.
What up, man? It's your boy DJ Nothing Nice, WRDB, Orlando, It is what it is, man. Holla at your boy, man. DJ Nothing Nice, man. You in here, man. Let's go.
All right. What's good, everybody? You know what it is. It's Gemini the Queen. DJ Amber Alert is always by my side. And we're back because what's up? Let's look into any and all the questions of why all these people have been named in the Xxxtentacian trial, and also why ain't nobody really even talking about this shit. Let's go.
Deep dive on this one. So you
Joe
posted.
ain't saying a fucking word. On your page.
So you got an Insta story and said that someone jumped him in LA. Some people jumped him. At first he wouldn't say who. Then he said it was the Migos. Let's take a look at the clip.
The Migos, straight up. Look at this shit. Y'all niggas had the chance to kill me. How you had fire and ain't shoot me? After all this shit I've been talking, how the fuck you ain't shoot me?
Oh, Lord.
Funny how rap niggas be rapping about killing niggas and shooting niggas and this and that. But you caught me outside the hotel in Airport. Bro, ain't shoot not shit, bro. Ain't shoot shit, bro. That boy hair in my hand, biting the shit out that boy ass. He snuck my dog, and as soon as he snuck my dog, I jumped on him, and then he wanted to jump at me. That's what it is.
Alright, so nobody should be shooting anybody anywhere, but he did call all the Migos by name, but did end by saying that he does love Cardi B and Bodak Yellow, just for the record.
Yeah, I like how he was looking at me like I did.
You have the answer.
In all fairness, I did speak to him last night. He told me the whole story. It sounded like Safari 2.0. When I mean Safari 2.0, Safari with me. That's what happened. He's walking. He says he's in LA. Because I asked him, I said, yo, after you got like punched on stage at your own concert, you told me personally you're gonna roll with 30 people everywhere. You're getting a lot of money. You signed a supposed $6 million deal. Why are you like getting jumped? He said, well, I'm in LA and not all the time I want to have all those people with me because I'm not performing out there. I'm out there with my girl, my manager, somebody else. I'm walking. And just like you can imagine with Migos, 3 Suburbans line up. They pull up. You see niggas hop out or start popping out. He still says, all right, might be some shit, but I ain't gonna run. They kind of come over. They talk to his mans and kind of walk over to him. And they say, what up to him? And then they start swinging. He says the Migos, the Takeoff, Quavo, Offset, they were in the car. But their entourage / security basically held him while the other niggas got free hits on him. You know what I mean? And he did put up another video of him chasing Takeoff because Takeoff had to like go get some shit.
Oh, wow.
And later on he saw him.
He didn't put up a video of him chasing anyone.
Or it looked like he was running at him. Called him lift off.
No.
We have this video, right?
No, it didn't.
Or just,
Yeah,
let's play the video.
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
So what's happening here?
That's not even a speed walk.
What?
That's not even a light jump.
Oh,
and you're
wow.
saying that you showed a video of him chasing someone.
What's the problem here?
Really, Joe?
Well, the problem was stemming from.
Wait, before you get to that, was that chasing to you? Because I need to understand what the new niggas think.
No, it was a light job. You're right.
You playing.
And I said that same thing to him. What he said is that we were chasing him, and then I happened to pull my phone out. So he says at that point, hey man, listen, I'm just saying, he told me, he said, yo, you can tell the world, I'm here telling y'all can tell me if y'all believe it or not. This is what he said. He said, no, I didn't hit him.
We're going to be on this topic for a while.
Well, no,
why do they even have issues in the first place? I was unaware of any type of tension between the two.
So the problem was when he came out of jail, his big song, Look at Me, he felt Drake ripped off for his song KMT. Remember, he was going at Drake for a while. And Offset made a public comment about it to say, why the fuck do you think this guy stole from you? He doesn't even know who the fuck you are.
Here they go.
Well, that was an issue, right? So X at that time was like, why are you getting involved? Like, this ain't got nothing to do with you. And then there was a whole thing about, remember the upside down crosses? Uzi and X was on that type of stuff. And Offset also came out and said, oh, y'all need God. You know what I mean? Like, y'all need to cut that out.
So a nigga tell you need God? And you upset with him about that? Like,
well,
it's an issue?
X was like, you're jumping in again where your comments is not even warranted or even asked for, right? So he said,
did he say it that politely?
What? Who?
Whoever you just said.
Look at Joe.
Offset didn't say it that politely to them.
And
he didn't.
You like
he responded by saying, we'll beat you.
In the bad way.
So like,
who said that?
X.
Joe, I know you lying.
But his issue was with Offset. He bigged up the other Migos, but I think we all know by now, definitely, that they move as a group.
Yeah.
So you piss one off, the other two will not be like, oh, he said I'm a good rapper, right?
That used to be a big thing, even in Slaughterhouse, where I would be beefing with niggas, and the niggas I would be beefing with would start trying to big up like Joel Ortiz. Beef don't really work that way. When you're beefing with one person, you're beefing all of the people that one person is flying with. You were saying.
So he's saying that.
And speed this up.
Yeah, of course.
Because if a nigga got beat up, he just got beat up.
Oh, yeah. So he's saying that, yo, they went to the DT Hip Hop Awards. I was in Miami. He's like, that's my territory.
And he spared them.
And he said, I spared him.
Your eyes, Joe.
I'm not thinking niggas is on that.
It is.
Look up spared. Honestly. Go ahead.
Yeah, so he says, I'm not on it like that. So I'm guessing y'all may not be on it like that. Are you serious, Joe? And also, he was under the misconception that, okay, even if there's a problem, give me the head up. Right? Again, I think we were on
I'm pulling on that. While Pinky looks up the word spared, I want to hear your opinion on this stuff.
I told him he should have been moving like that. Like I told him, I said, listen, you're well aware how you talk, the people you offended, and now with your success, you should be moving that you're in this position, right? And also, this whole thing that people might look at the fact that you got jumped, and even the people that you had problems with didn't even get out the car, they're not going to give a fuck. All they see is you getting beat up, and I got to say the Migos got better at jumping, or whoever was with them, because he had bruises. The first time I seen him jump somebody had bruises. And shit, I told him he has to move back.
Right. Listen, A1, what do you think about this?
That shit's stupid. They fighting over some crazy
A1 don't even know shit. Shut it.
So, this is why I said it's like the Safari thing, right? Because Safari had an issue with Meek over Nicki, but then by the time they saw each other, Nicki's out of the picture. We're both. So it's just basically niggas disrespecting me at one point. What up?
What are your words of advice to him when y'all speak? Because y'all spoke yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I tell him he got to move better, and also...
What you mean, move better?
Oh no!
Put everybody in West Hollywood. What's my Lamontage? One of them motherfuckers.
Lamontage.
Yeah, Lamontage. Yo, you don't see every rap. You don't see every rap nigga.
They putting you there. That started at 8:50 and that.
Lamontrose is the one that I'm talking about. The one that's kind of like a little condo-ish kind of looking thing.
That's the one we stayed at.
The pool is trash. Yeah.
And I remember
Lamontrose is, and if you got a law,
it's
a little different.
Ass whipping.
Alright, you want me to read this definition? finish so I can put this away? All right. To spare someone, to refrain from punishing or injuring, to show mercy to exempt from something.
Stop.
Did he refrain from punishing or injuring him?
Yes. I'm only going what he said. He said I have 50 niggas.
But there's more to go off. This is my issue with you. I've heard enough from you. If you're not gonna start talking some adult, mature shit,
I'm giving you guys what he said because he's not gonna say all of that.
All right, so
you guys can analyze.
I'm off of him because clearly talking to him does nothing. I'm talking to you now.
Yeah.
Because I work with you, and some of these street niggas think that I'm responsible for the things that you do and say. So now I'm talking to you.
They think vice versa too.
They think that you were no real niggas. The street niggas know me already.
After that Migos thing, I was getting a lot of calls. I was like, yo,
my point to you, this is my issue with you. And I only have an issue with you because when I watch these XXX clips, I hear your name. And because I work with you, I have to now be involved in this little kid fuckity fuck shit that I want nothing to do with. So, this is snitching number one. Do you say that, Tim? Do you say that you are breaking street protocol by telling every fucking thing that happens? Does somebody say that to him?
I'm not a street nigga, so I wouldn't.
And this is my point. That's my point. The niggas that's not street niggas, I'm one of them. I raise my hand immediately.
Oh, no, you're not.
Yeah, there's no shame.
Oh, nobody's not. Oh, nobody's
The niggas that are not street niggas should not be involved in street nigga shit. And regardless of how the framing of this looks because of how he is framing it, this is street nigga shit. We would never know a word about this.
How he framed it.
Migos get into this type of shit every other week. We never see a video. We never hear a story. We never see a tweet.
So now it's how X framed it. Nice.
Obviously, there's this situation going on where my name has been thrown around in various manners, and obviously that negative energy has tried to not even necessarily like. It's to be more specific. Obviously you see the beef that's going on between 6ix9ine and Trippie Redd, and obviously my name was thrown into that, and my energy was kind of used to spark a fire to that conversation, and I was silent about it because I didn't feel the need to address it, and I didn't feel as if it would be smart to address it. Because only in the sense of the fact that I felt like I would address it in a negative manner. Now, I feel that I do want to address it, but I want to address it in the best way imaginable. I want to say that you have two very good artists and two people put in positions of power that don't understand that the way that they deal with the situation kind of makes that energy transpire in many different aspects and spreading negative energy throughout the world. And I feel like the best way to deal with the situation is to understand this. If you're not progressing as a person and you're not learning how to deal with situations as a person, and you're not at least trying to be mature or trying to deal with the situation and disregard the negativity that it contains, then you're really destroying yourself as a person, and you're trying to put that energy somewhere else, and you're feeding off that energy back and forth. So the reality of the conversation is we have two young men that, and myself as a young man as well, two young men that are really going back and forth about something that really isn't even important. Like, use your power to better the world. Go do a food run, like take care of the homeless. I mean, I'm sure they're already taking care of the families, but make the conversation something different. Maybe if the conversation was, okay, who's doing more for the community than the next person, then I would understand the conversation. Then I would understand the conversation, and there would at least be there would be a good conversation behind it, or good energy behind it. At this point in time, yes, he has, 6ix9ine has negative stipulations behind his name. Yes, I have negative stipulations behind my name. Trippie Redd knows he has negative stipulations around his name, regardless of whether they come to the light or not. There are things that we know, that I know, that I don't care to go to the media and say, and I don't care to try and de-glorify anyone's name. I'm not trying to detest anyone's worth or trying to belittle them in any way, because I'm not afraid to give their names energy. I'm not afraid to address the conversation, because I'm confident within myself as a person that regardless of giving their names power or giving the conversation power, that I will benefit regardless. I will be able to amount to whatever it is that I truly desire, that will take care of my family regardless. My main thing is, I think it's really childish to have this conversation. I think it's really childish to go back and forth on the internet and try and have this bullshit conversation and really try and I'm just tired of seeing it on the internet, and I feel that both of them are good artists.
You literally just said X wasn't beefing with O Block, X wasn't beefing with West Coast, X wasn't beefing with that. So why is he dead?
If you put me into a dangerous neighborhood and I got hit, and there's a chance I could get hit with a stray bullet, right? I wouldn't then go up to somebody and be like, yo, I can get hit by a stray bullet, so let's duel. No, question. I'm not saying shit.
I'm calling full of shit, because you can't say straight bullet. That bullet was meant for him.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, why push your luck?
That's his neighborhood. If you know X, he was from Broward County.
Yeah, facts.
He got killed in Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, right there.
His hood.
So don't say, put me in a dangerous... That was his neighborhood. It's like putting me in Brooklyn before the snitching. I was outside every fucking single day. Yeah. No security. I was gonna go buy sneakers, going to the chicken spot by myself. Don't make excuses. It can happen to anyone.
I'm just asking, why push your luck? That's all I'm asking.
But listen, because I have them.
So you're saying, I'm going to do me regardless, to the T, to the dot. I'm going to have them to protect me with my decisions, because I'd rather be alive being me 100,000% than...
But depending on how long this goes, because you're a master troller, and I mean, I think...
Me and Xxtentacian, XXS was my close friend. I'll put up the DM like I did in other things. The day before he died, he texted me and said, be safe and never let your guard up, right? The next day he died. Let me see if I can pull it up for you. Read that out loud for the people.
Be safe, okay? Never let your guard down. That was on June 16th.
June 16th. Be safe. Never let your guard down.
Crunchy. Drake has been officially ordered to testify in the ongoing murder trial of Xxxtentacian, and he's now firing back at claims he ordered X's murder.
I used to live by the mantra, like, it's business, not personal, but it's definitely personal.
The murder trial of the late rapper Xxxtentacian recently took a shocking turn after a defense attorney suggested that Drake is linked to the killing.
Before X died, he said, if anybody kills me, it's Drake. And do you think that for one moment, here today, days after the event, he's killed by two masked men, right? He came out on social media and said, guys, before he dies, if anybody kills me, it's Drake. Do you think in that time span that they went and they addressed him, they talked to him?
The news has left the Twitterverse divided, and while some fans are saying the defense is using Drake to take the attention off their clients, others are convinced Drake is somehow involved. But how exactly is Drake connected to X's murder case? And how did Drake react to being ordered to testify in court? Let's break it down.
You know, you're either the villain to some people or a hero to some people.
Drake has been named as a possible suspect in the murder of Xxxtentacian by one of the defense attorneys in the ongoing trial of 3 men accused of robbing and killing X. While Drake and X were involved in a highly publicized beef before X died, until now, most fans were highly skeptical of the allegations that Drake actually ordered X's murder. But now that the judge has officially ordered Drake to testify, fans are saying maybe there is some connection between Drake and X's murder.
After that, there's been hella lyrics that Drake's been putting out that kinda sound like he talking directly about X. Drake said he gonna break a 10, aka X, and he said if he held his tongue on his live, he'll be alive again.
Drake himself is now firing back at these claims, but let's go over some context first so you can understand what happened so far in the trial. The late Florida rapper Xxxtentacian was murdered on June 18, 2018, during an apparent attempted robbery outside Riva Motorsports in Deerfield Beach. The Broward County authorities rushed the investigation. Newsom's defense attorney made similar claims and insisted that his client wasn't there on the day of the murder. As for Robert Allen, the fourth suspect who agreed to testify against the other three, he confirmed the prosecution's account that X's robbery and murder were planned, and he named Dedrick Williams as the main planner.
June 18, 2018. I'm talking about the day before.
Dedrick. No, we're not going to listen to them doing this bullshit again. No, we're not.
Escalated, and after X was released from jail, he called out Drake in a radio interview.
So you were in jail, he's supposed to contact your manager, and then what happened?
He dropped a video, a preview in that Amsterdam with some from the UK. You know what I'm saying? He dropped the video. I was talking to my girl at the time, not the same. I got me arrested, different girl. Okay. I was talking to her at the time, and she was like, "Yo, listen to it was my dog Chris. I was on the phone with my dog Chris. He was like, "Yo, you gotta listen to this Drake of." That's exactly what he said. Like, this nigga Drake of, you gotta listen to it. So he plays this. I hear da 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 my dad. I'm like, what the? As soon as it started, like I knew he was getting.
Been there, done that.
The thing is, we didn't discover it. The fan, like you said, the fans, because they're so cold. It's like I got a piece of the internet. You feel me?
So they were saying that Drake was biting your style.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. Flow, hell yeah, bro. You could take his verse, like they did a mashup. They put his verse on my song, and the cadence is literally just at the same tempo.
Shout out to Young Thug.
And disrespect my craft, but I'm 19 years old. That motherfucker, what is he, like 60? Like 65? Or isn't he? Didn't he get like surgery on his arms or some shit? Didn't he get like plastic surgery? Did you go see like Dr. 300 like 3 times? But what the you think I'm gonna let you take my shit and not say nothing? You can suck the whole team can suck my dick over you.
At this point, Drake still hadn't addressed the beef in public, and it seemed like he had decided to take the high road. However, some fans now think that Drake may have threatened X, because in February 2018, X shared an Instagram story saying, "If anyone tries to kill me, it was Drake. I'm snitching right now." X later claimed his account was hacked. However, one of the attorneys for the defense in the ongoing trial actually mentioned X's Instagram story about Drake trying to kill him, and alleged that the authorities never properly investigated Drake's connection to X's murder.
Before X died, he said, "If anybody kills me, it's Drake." And do you think that for one moment, here today, days after the event, he's killed by 2 masked men, right? He came out on social media and said, "Guys, before he dies, if anybody kills me, it's Drake." Do you think in that time span that they went and they addressed him, they talked to him? No. Do you think sitting here today, years later, any detective has ever asked, Drake or anybody like that? No. They never did that.
X's fans also believe that Drake's song I'm Upset, which was released just 1 month before X was killed, contains references to X's murder plot. Specifically the line, XSMS, XXX, that's the only time I shoot below the neck. Following X's death, Drake released the track Mob Ties, where he raps, "Louis bags in exchange for body bags," which could also be a reference to what happened to X. And then on his recently released joint album with 21 Savage,
that's
For Lost,
the most ghetto
Drake
shit.
seemingly made yet another reference to his beef with X. The track titled On BS features the lyrics, "Maybe I should break that 20, do a 10. If he held his tongue on that live, he'd be alive again." A lot of fans pointed out that the number 10 in Roman numerals is the letter X, and since Drake said it 3 times, it could be a reference to Xxxtentacian, especially since the following line suggests that Drake got revenge on someone who dissed him on Instagram Live.
Talk about it.
To be clear, Drake is not on trial for X's murder. However, the judge has ordered Drake to testify via Zoom on February 24th. According to court documents obtained by TMZ, if Drake misses that date, he has to show up in court in person on February 27th. And if Drake fails to appear again, he could be charged with contempt of the court. As for Drake's reaction to the court order, sources close to Drake are claiming Drake's unbothered because he knows he had nothing to do with X's murder.
All right, that's
Drake's
why he hadn't
fans feel
showed
the
up
same
for
way,
3
and
times.
It's obvious the attorney who requested Drake's deposition is grasping at straws and trying to take away attention from the suspects he's defending. One fan tweeted, Drake did not hire 4 random bums from Florida to murder XXXTentacion. If he did, why haven't they snitched on Drake? The snitch says they were looking for anyone to rob. This is the tactic by Desert's lawyer to take the attention off his client. Media is brainwashing kids.
Oh, they keep on calling
However,
people
there
with
are
brain
also
children. Yeah. Fuck all of that. And now look, people. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I'm gonna even be able to go back to this goddamn trial because shit is so stupid. Shit, what is this?
On that bullshit. On that bullshit. On that bullshit. Out of bullshit.
Damn. Maybe I should do a 20. Maybe I should break a 20, do a 10. Maybe I should break a 10, do a 5. Then if it gets live, do a 5 again. If he held his tongue on that live, he'd be alive again. Damn. My uncle sister knows she raised a real one, ill one. It's been 30 minutes, I don't feel none. Oh shit, wait a minute, think I'm starting to feel some. Where you get this motherfucking pill from? Heard they got some sanctions on my name. Heard they plotting on my name. Heard they banking on my name.